Next time you're on a plane, take a closer look at the windows. You'll notice they're never perfectly square. Instead, they always have smooth, rounded corners. Have you ever wondered why? Is it just for aesthetics, or is there a deeper, more important reason behind this universal design choice in aviation? As it turns out, this particular shape isn't just a style preference, it's a crucial engineering detail that dramatically impacts the safety of every single flight. Let's peel back the layers and uncover the fascinating physics and history behind these rounded edges. To understand the windows, we first need to understand what happens when an airplane climbs to cruising altitude, typically around 35,000 feet. Up there, the air pressure, which is the force exerted by the weight of the air, is significantly lower than it is at sea level. Imagine trying to breathe at that altitude without any help. It would be incredibly difficult because there simply aren't enough air molecules to get the oxygen you need. This difference in pressure between the inside and outside of the plane is key. Because humans need a comfortable and breathable environment, airplanes use a clever system to pressurize the cabin. This means that inside the plane, the air pressure is kept at a much higher level than the thin air outside, creating a safe and breathable atmosphere for passengers and crew. But here's the catch: this pressure difference puts an enormous amount of outward force on the fuselage, which is the main body of the aircraft. The plane effectively becomes a giant, high-pressure balloon flying through a very low-pressure environment. Now, let's talk about why sharp corners are so dangerous under these conditions. When force is applied to a material, especially one under high pressure, that force needs to be distributed. A sharp corner acts like a focal point, concentrating all the stress onto a very small area. Imagine trying to tear a piece of paper. It's much harder to tear it from the middle than if you start with a small V-shaped cut in the edge. That little cut creates a stress concentration point, making it easy to rip. The same principle applies to airplane windows, but with much higher stakes. The critical importance of rounded corners was tragically demonstrated in the early days of commercial jet travel. In the 1950s, the de Havilland Comet was a marvel of engineering, the world's first commercial jetliner. It offered unprecedented speed and luxury. However, its square windows, a seemingly minor design choice, proved to be a fatal flaw. Multiple Comet aircraft suffered catastrophic failures mid-flight, disintegrating in the sky. These incidents sent shockwaves through the aviation industry and halted the progress of jet travel for years. Investigations into the Comet crashes revealed that the square corners of the windows, under repeated cycles of pressurization and depressurization during each flight, created immense stress concentrations. Over time, tiny cracks formed at these corners, invisible to the naked eye. This phenomenon is called metal fatigue, where material weakens from repeated stress, not just a single overload. Eventually, these cracks would propagate, leading to sudden, explosive decompression and the structural failure of the entire fuselage. The solution, while simple in concept, was profoundly effective: rounded corners. By replacing sharp, 90-degree angles with smooth, continuous curves, the stress is no longer concentrated at a single point. Instead, it's distributed much more evenly across a larger area of the window frame and the surrounding fuselage. Think of it like a pebble dropped in water, the ripples spread out smoothly. This even distribution drastically reduces the likelihood of cracks forming and growing, making the windows and the entire aircraft much safer and more durable under extreme pressure. This design choice isn't just about handling a single pressurization, it's about endurance. Every time an airplane takes off and lands, its cabin is pressurized and then depressurized. This cycle happens thousands of times over the life of an aircraft. Rounded corners are essential for preventing metal fatigue from these repeated stress cycles. Without them, even strong materials would eventually succumb to microscopic damage, potentially leading to catastrophic failure. It's a testament to how even the smallest details in engineering can have immense consequences for long-term safety and reliability. This principle of avoiding sharp corners isn't limited to just passenger windows. If you look closely at other parts of an aircraft, especially where stress might concentrate, you'll see curves and rounded edges. For example, the corners of cargo doors, emergency exits, and even the cutouts for inspection panels are all designed with this same understanding of stress distribution. It's a fundamental rule of aerospace engineering: minimize stress concentrations wherever possible to ensure the structural integrity of the entire airframe. Every curve tells a story of safety learned and applied. So, the next time you're cruising at 35,000 feet, peering out of that perfectly rounded window, you'll know it's not just a stylistic choice. It's a direct result of decades of learning, meticulous engineering, and a commitment to safety forged through understanding the physics of flight and the lessons of the past. Those rounded corners are a silent guardian, ensuring the structural integrity of your aircraft and allowing you to enjoy your journey with peace of mind. It's just one of the many ingenious design elements that make air travel one of the safest forms of transportation today.